Now to get to the most important part of understanding how to build rapport verbally with a customer, finding common ground. So finding common ground is such a powerful thing because once you've got something really in common with someone, you're like them. And once you're like them, they instantly trust you and like you. That's how friendship works. So when we look at our model, so we look at the form model, for example. So we've got family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So examples would be talking about someone just recently getting married, or somebody talking about their new promotion at their job, or somebody talking about a passion that they have. They like to go hiking on weekends. Or motivation is somebody talking about things that really make them feel inspired and alive. Well, what we're really looking for to connect with common ground is we're either trying to find something in common, so a mutual passion or experience. We're trying to find the best one, which is a mutual dislike. So you're either trying to find a mutual like, so something you have in common or share. You're looking for a mutual dislike, so something that you both equally disagree with or don't like, because like they say, misery loves company, right? And lastly, if you can't find anything, you've always got a second parachute. You've got something that you can back yourself up with, which is the ability to make fun of yourself, otherwise known as self-effacing humor. So let me give you an example. Let's say I've got a consultation with a business. I've gone into the office, I've gone into the CEO's office, and he's got, behind his desk, he's got his degrees and things, and he's got a title belt from when he was a boxing champion, a Golden Gloves boxing champion, right? Well, so I've found it. I'm either going to look for, number one, mutual interest, right? Number two, mutual disinterest, or number three, self-deprecating humor. So let's use our form diagram. Let's assume we'll role play and we'll say that I'm using number 4, motivation. Well, I've gone into a consultation with the CEO of a big company. And I'm sitting across from him, and in his office, he's got his degrees somewhere, and then in the middle, right behind his desk, he's got his championship title from when he was a Golden Gloves boxer. Well, if I'm looking for mutual interest, right, he likes boxing, there might have been a really big card on the weekend. I go, okay, you're a boxing guy. Did you watch the Mike Tyson fight on the weekend? Or did you watch the Tyson Fury fight? And he goes, yeah, keep tabs on it. What do you think? And now automatically, if I start talking about footwork or different combinations or something that's very intricate, that he'll actually go, oh, did you fight as well? And for me, having fought previously, that was my job before I got into sales, I'll say, yeah, I did quite a bit actually. It was good fun. And now we've got a passion in common. We've got the same motivation in common. So that's how I show mutual interest, is we talk about things that we both like. And maybe talking about how some of these old boxers should be retiring or whatever it may be, right? Now, let's say I've got, I'm not looking for something in common. I'm looking for the best one. Now, again, why is it the best one? Misery loves company. If you dislike the same things as other people, you have the same values as them. And if you have the same values as them, they instantly know that they can trust your intentions. It's a big deal. So I'll use that exact same example. Let's say he look, and I've seen the title belt, and I go, okay, how long ago did you finish up? And he'll say, oh, yeah, probably 40 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it may be. And I say, yeah, cool. Man, I actually used to fight as well. It was my job before I did this. You can always tell from the ears, we've always got the ugly ears. But I'll tell you what, man, like I'm only 31 now. I've already got arthritis. Like I'm sore all the time. Do you find your wrists and your shoulders are a bit sore? And he goes, oh, tell me about it. Well, if you get an, oh, tell me about it, you're laughing. You're having a great time because right away you've got something that you both don't like. Or let's say, if someone, or the big one is like if people have certain opinions on policy. One of the best closing lines I use when I'm dealing with tax deductions and things like that. It's like, look, get a bit of money back from the government. Look, to be honest, they couldn't organize a sandwich at a picnic at the moment, right? If I make a joke like that and people will go, if I can tell they're the right kind of person, they'll immediately go, I like that person more. So it's great to build that last little bit of rapport before I close. So that's my mutual disinterest, right? Is having something that we both mutually don't like. Super powerful. But again, I've got my fail safe. I've got my emergency lever here. If, let's pretend that I wasn't a fighter. Let's say I had no fighting experience whatsoever, but I've still noticed that something that he's passionate about. Well, that's an easy one. I'll say, oh, okay, you used to do a bit of fighting as well. They go, yeah, definitely. You ever get into it yourself? Or that, maybe it's talking about, it's like, yeah, look, I love fighting. I actually won my last fight by about 100 meters. Right? So understanding that you can make jokes about yourself, or even say, oh, I'd love to, but look, my hands are way too delicate. If you can make fun of yourself, people will then go, okay, that's someone who values humility. I value humility and not trying to stand above others, and I like people who make fun of themselves. That person is like me. That's a trait that I like. I'm going to be like that person. So if you can really get your head around how easy it is to build common ground, this whole process will take you 20 seconds. And in 20 seconds, you can build a best friend. Literally create a best friend out of thin air. Now, you can also use this for any of these. So let's say someone's got just had a kid, like they've got a newborn child. And look, I'm a big believer in telling the truth. I think sales needs integrity. But again, you can connect with people. I've seen people do it all the time and say, oh, that's really exciting. I've actually got one on the way. She's due in about 2 months. And they'll say, oh, really? Is there anything that I should expect, right? Or let's say someone just got married and you've just gotten married, or you've got a wedding coming up. You can say, oh, how'd you go with it? Were there any things that surprises? I'm actually getting married soon, so I'm really, really nervous. All of a sudden, they've got something in common. Or if we're talking occupation, let's say they do a trade job. Let's say they work out in, outdoors working on the tools. If I say, what do you do for a living? They go, oh, I'm a roofer. And let's say, for instance, I used to be a roofer, or I had a friend be a roofer. It's like, oh man, now I'm going straight to disinterest. I say, oh, no way. Yeah, look, how do you find it in summertime, man? I don't know how you do it. I did it for a year and I had to quit. And they go, yeah, it's not easy, is it? All of a sudden, we've got something in common. But again, like I said, I could always go to my self-deprecating, which is, my hands are too delicate for that. I couldn't do the trade work, right? So something to really make fun of yourself and preferably get a little chuckle out of them goes a long way. Same goes with recreation. Anything that you can find. Mutual interest, so shared experience is a big one, or shared opinions. Mutual disinterest, again, shared opinions or experiences, or self-deprecating humor to demonstrate the kind of person that you are. If you can master these three, you can build common ground with anybody, and you can make anybody like you.